What if everything you thought you knew about the Virgin Mary, one of the most sacred figures in Christianity, was incomplete? Imagine a secret hidden for 1,400 years in an ancient Hebrew manuscript, only now coming to light. This is no speculation. This manuscript contains undeniable evidence that Mary, the mother of Jesus, was a black woman, a truth that has been systematically buried beneath centuries of art, tradition, and Eurocentric narratives. This isn't just another religious story, it's a groundbreaking discovery. It reshapes history, redefines faith, and challenges everything we've accepted about Mary's portrayal. The manuscript speaks boldly, directly contradicting centuries of European depictions and aligning with the unbroken traditions of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Are you ready to uncover the truth about the Virgin Mary? Because this changes everything. The manuscript that shocked the world. In the depths of a secluded monastery in Israel, researchers uncovered a 1,400-year-old manuscript written in an ancient Hebrew dialect. Its existence had been whispered about for decades, but was thought lost forever, until now. This isn't a legend. This is real, verifiable history. The manuscript provides a description of the Virgin Mary that shakes the foundation of Western Christianity. It describes her as a black woman of striking beauty, her skin like polished ebony, her features exuding strength and divinity. These words are not symbolic or metaphorical. They are detailed, vivid, and intentional. They leave no room for reinterpretation. This discovery isn't just rewriting how we see Mary. It's forcing us to confront why this truth was hidden for so long. Who benefited from erasing Mary's African roots? Why did the Church of Europe suppress these depictions? And why does the Ethiopian Orthodox Church continue to venerate her as a black woman to this day? The Ethiopian Orthodox Church, keepers of the truth. For centuries, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church has preserved a tradition that the rest of the world ignored. In their faith, Mary is not the pale figure seen in Western cathedrals, but a dark-skinned woman, radiant with grace and deeply rooted in African identity. This tradition isn't a reinterpretation. It's a continuation of the truth. The Ethiopian Church, one of the oldest Christian communities in the world, has always depicted Mary as she truly was. Their ancient art, liturgy, and hymns describe her dark skin as a mark of her divine beauty. Ethiopian sacred texts, like the Kebre Nagast, link Mary to the African lineage of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. The Ark of the Covenant, believed to rest in Ethiopia, is part of this unbroken narrative that places African heritage at the heart of biblical history. This manuscript doesn't challenge Ethiopian traditions, it confirms them. It validates what they have preserved for millennia. That Mary, the mother of Jesus, was a black woman of profound significance. The biblical evidence for Mary's identity. This isn't just about one manuscript. The Bible itself provides clues that have been ignored or misinterpreted for centuries. In the Song of Solomon, a book revered for its poetic connection to Mary, the verse reads, "I am black and beautiful, O daughters of Jerusalem." Song of Solomon 1 verse 5. While theologians have long spiritualized these words, the newly discovered manuscript suggests we take them literally. Mary's heritage, rooted in Galilee, a melting pot of African, Semitic, and Mediterranean peoples, makes her black identity not just plausible but undeniable. Additionally, Mary's genealogical ties to figures like Ruth the Moabitess and King David further cement her connection to regions rich with African and Middle Eastern ancestry. These connections have been there all along, waiting for the world to see the truth. Why this truth was hidden? Why have we been taught a different version of Mary? The answer lies in history. As Christianity spread to Europe, its leaders began reshaping its stories to fit their own cultural narratives. Mary was transformed from her Middle Eastern and African origins into a figure that resembled the people of Renaissance Europe. This wasn't accidental, it was deliberate. By depicting Mary as white, European powers could claim ownership of Christianity, using her image to consolidate cultural and political dominance. The manuscript now exposes this historical manipulation, forcing us to confront the biases that shaped our understanding of faith. The art that lied to us. Think of the Virgin Mary as you've seen her in art. The soft, pale complexion, the golden hair, the serene blue eyes. From Michelangelo to Da Vinci, Mary was painted as the ideal European woman. But this version of Mary is a fabrication, a reflection of European aesthetics, not historical truth. The newly discovered manuscript shatters this illusion. Mary was not a European noblewoman. She was a woman of African and Middle Eastern descent. Her skin was dark, her features bold and striking. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church never lost sight of this truth, continuing to portray her accurately in their vibrant, centuries-old art. It's time to ask, why did the world accept the Europeanized version of Mary while ignoring the African depictions that predate it? The manuscript forces us to reconsider the role of race and power in shaping the global church. The implications of a Black Virgin Mary. This discovery goes beyond history. It challenges us in the present. What does it mean for believers to see Mary as a Black woman? For some, it's a revelation that strengthens their faith. For others, it's a confrontation with uncomfortable truths about race and representation. Mary's Black identity isn't just about skin color. It's about reclaiming the diversity and inclusivity of Christianity's origins. It's about recognizing the contributions of African Christians, from the theologian St. Augustine of Hippo to the enduring traditions of the Ethiopian Church. More importantly, it's a call to embrace a fuller, richer version of faith. Mary as a Black woman isn't a divisive figure. She's a unifying one. Her story belongs to all people, and her true image only enhances her universal appeal. The manuscript's message for the future. This newly unearthed 1,400-year-old Hebrew manuscript does more than confirm Mary's identity. It carries a profound message for the future of faith and humanity. It challenges us to revisit history not as it was rewritten, but as it was lived. It demands that we honor the diversity at the heart of Christianity's origins, a diversity that was hidden for centuries but is now impossible to ignore. This revelation isn't about rewriting faith, it's about restoring it. It's about seeing Mary as the universal figure she was always meant to be, one who transcends race, culture, and time. The Virgin Mary, described in this ancient manuscript, is a figure of unity, a bridge connecting the African, Middle Eastern, and global Christian communities. This manuscript is a call to action, a call to reflect, to question, and to embrace the richness of our shared spiritual heritage. For those who have felt excluded or overlooked by traditional depictions of Mary, this discovery offers hope and inclusion. For those steeped in tradition, it's an opportunity to grow and expand their understanding of faith. The unbreakable link to Ethiopia and Israel. The manuscript also reinforces the deep ties between Ethiopia, Israel, and early Christianity. Ethiopia, long considered a spiritual bastion for Christianity, has preserved truths that were lost to the Western world. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church's depiction of Mary as Black is no longer just a cultural expression. It is a historical and theological affirmation. In Israel, the birthplace of Christianity, this manuscript ties Mary's identity to her true geographical and cultural roots. The descriptions align with the region's historical reality, a place where African and Semitic influences blended seamlessly. This link between Ethiopia and Israel solidifies the idea that the Virgin Mary's identity is not just a regional story but a global one. This discovery encourages both nations and the world to celebrate their shared heritage. It highlights the spiritual bonds that connect these ancient lands, inspiring a renewed appreciation for the interconnectedness of human history. Why this revelation matters in today's world. At a time when questions of race, representation, and history dominate the global conversation, the truth about Mary's identity could not be more relevant. This isn't just a religious issue, it's a cultural and social awakening. For centuries, people of African descent have been marginalized in religious narratives, their contributions erased or diminished. The depiction of Mary as Black is a powerful correction to this injustice. Seeing Mary in her true form, a dark-skinned woman of strength and grace, offers a profound message of inclusion. It reclaims the African roots of Christianity and challenges the Eurocentric narrative that has dominated for so long. More than that, it's a reminder of the universality of faith. Mary's Black identity doesn't divide, it unites. It calls us to look beyond the surface and see the shared humanity at the heart of every belief system. It's a call to honor the diversity of God's creation and to embrace the beauty of all cultures. the future of Mary's image. This revelation is bound to reshape how we depict and celebrate Mary in art, theology, and worship. Imagine a world where churches around the globe embrace this truth, incorporating depictions of Mary that reflect her true identity. This isn't just a possibility, it's an inevitability. Art galleries, cathedrals, and religious spaces may begin to feature Mary as she was described in this manuscript. Books and teachings will delve into her African heritage, and believers worldwide will find deeper connections to her story. This shift won't erase traditional depictions but will add a richer, more accurate narrative to the tapestry of faith. For those who've long felt disconnected from the sanitized, Eurocentric image of Mary, this change is revolutionary. It's a chance to see themselves in one of the most sacred figures in history, to feel included in the story of salvation. The power of reclaiming the truth. This manuscript is more than an artifact, it's a symbol of resilience. It survived centuries of neglect and suppression, emerging now to bring the truth to light. Its message is one of hope, reminding us that the truth, no matter how deeply buried, always finds a way to emerge. This is also a testament to the power of faith traditions like the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which preserved these truths even as the world tried to forget them. Their unwavering commitment to the truth about Mary's identity has now been validated in the most extraordinary way. For believers, this is a moment to celebrate. For historians, it's a moment to reflect. And for the world, it's a moment to heal, to embrace the diversity of our shared spiritual heritage and move forward with a fuller understanding of who Mary truly was. What this means for Christianity. This revelation isn't just about Mary, it's about all of Christianity. It forces us to ask hard questions about how faith has been shaped by history, power, and prejudice. It invites us to return to the roots of Christianity, to see it as the global, inclusive faith it was always meant to be. For too long, Christianity has been framed through a narrow lens, focusing on the European experience while ignoring its African and Middle Eastern origins. This manuscript breaks that frame wide open. It reminds us that Christianity was born in the Middle East, spread through Africa, and flourished in places far beyond Europe. Mary, as a black woman, is a symbol of this diversity. Her identity is a reminder that Christianity belongs to everyone, not just one culture or race. This discovery isn't just a historical correction, it's a spiritual awakening. A final word, the truth cannot be denied. The 1,400-year-old Hebrew manuscript has spoken, and its message is clear. The Virgin Mary was black. This isn't a reinterpretation or a new theory. It's the truth. And that truth changes everything. Mary's story is more powerful than ever because it's finally being told in full. Her identity as a black woman connects us to the origins of Christianity, challenges centuries of misrepresentation, and inspires us to see the beauty in diversity. This isn't just a historical discovery, it's a moment of transformation. The Virgin Mary's true image has been hidden for too long, but now it's time for the world to see her as she truly was. Are you ready to embrace this truth? Because the story of Mary is far from over. It's a story that belongs to all of us, and it's only just beginning. Share this story, because the world needs to know.